Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Lotus Eletre and the key is quite cool. Firstly, this is the regular key of the vehicle. Only one button on it to lock, unlock. Yeah, that's about it. It looks super cool, and then obviously it comes with this key card. You can tap the key card on the A pillar on the right side to unlock the car, and this key card has to be there on the center console. Otherwise, the car will not move at all. Now, this car looks very weird because it's absolutely different. It is the most powerful electric car in the world. Sorry, that is actually Rimac, but this is the most powerful electric SUV in the world with 905 horsepower. Meanwhile, it is the most powerful and the fastest SUV in India right now, priced at rupees 3.14 crores on road Mumbai. And there's a lot of cool stuff which will blow your mind. Firstly, let's open the frunk, and there is obviously some storage space here where the charging cable has been kept. So let's try and open this charging cable. Apparently this car does not come with a charging cable, so they're going to tie up locally with someone because the cable specification is different from what is needed in India. So that is the storage space, and here you obviously get the washer fluid. Let's just shut this. 1948 is written in a lot of places. There is no insulation there. It does not need it. This car has got, oh god, this is not close. Let's just push this. Yeah, this car has got 33 freaking sensors. Yeah, 33 freaking sensors. 12 ultrasonic sensors, 6 radars, 4 LiDAR sensors, which is basically light detection and ranging, and it has got 11 8 megapixel HD cameras. The first one is right here, of course, that is the one. Meanwhile, I've kept the doors open because frameless doors, they look super duper awesome. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Let's shut the door, but before that, again, it says pioneers since 1948. This also illuminates in the dark, of course. Let's just shut this and notice one thing, okay? Soft close door function. The rear window does not go all the way down, which is a bit disappointing, but then who really cares? Not that anyone's going to keep it open. Let's come to the other side and shut all the doors one by one. So here we go. I don't have the patience for soft close door, but let's roll up all the windows. And if you notice, at the rear it gets privacy glass, which is obviously not legal in India. So Indian models will definitely not use that. I mean, they will change that for sure. Let's shut this. Soft close door function is going to kick in, yo, and there it pulls it inside. So here is the LiDAR sensor. One here, one there, one at the rear. So 4 of them, of course, has got so many cameras which will blow your mind. I love the way when you come near the car and unlock it, it does this beautiful light show. It's just amazing. The light show and the light dance, just next freaking level. This is the DRL. These are the main lights, of course. Low beam is on at the moment, and lot of functional vents. So yes, this is very much functional because this car has a CD value of just 0.26, which is amazing. By the way, this grille also opens. Yeah, this also opens when the battery needs to cool and breathe. 6 sensors at the front because this has got self park as well. The Lotus logo with the names of the founders right there. Dynamic swipe function for the indicators, which is quite cool. I love the fact that it has got functional vents because this is also functional. Yes, airflow comes from there. So yeah, they have not done namesake vents. They are very much real to push the car down for better downforce. This is having the optional tires of 23 inches, 275, 35, 23, says Lotus right there. Okay, this is an addition faltu ka because behind there is nothing, but yes, it looks quite cool, sort of carbon fiber finishing. And at the rear, we have got bigger tires, 315, 30, 23s. Now, when I tell you that the number of cameras on this car will blow your mind, I am not even kidding because there are 3 freaking cameras right here. So there's a camera here, there's a camera here, there's a camera here. How many cameras do you want? Lotus is like, yes. And then again, this is also a very functional vent. Crazy aerodynamics. Right now, I think it is on the off-road ride height. So yes, it is all the way on the top. At least from the back, it seems so. From the front, it doesn't seem so at the moment. The length is more than 5.1 meters. The wheelbase is more than 3 meters. And it is more than 2.1 meters wide. So yes, this is a huge car. And door handles pop in and out when you lock and unlock the vehicle. Meanwhile, this is also functional, another functional vent. This does not seem functional to me, honestly, but I love the fact that air actually gets channeled through all these holes to make this more aero efficient. From the rear, again, this is very much aerodynamic. Amazing, like I've never seen that on any car. And this rear spoiler also aids. In order to reduce weight, they have not given it a full spoiler. In fact, they've given it like a half spoiler here and a half one here. And obviously it does not get a rear wiper washer because the design is such that it will push the water out. There's another camera here. This is again another LiDAR sensor. It does not move at all. The other 3 do move. From the rear, you will be blown over by the fact that when you actually unlock the car, the light bar, which is completely connected from one end to the other, actually lights up green and red and whatnot. It's like amazing. That is the reflector. You get a towing hook. Rear parking sensors, sort of a diffuser treatment. You can see the underbody of the vehicle. Meanwhile, there's a camera here as well. So did you count 11 cameras? This is the rear fog light, of course, and it gets this dynamic swipe function too, which is cool. Gets this sort of a subtle spoiler, carbon fiber finish. So yes, most of the black treatment on this car is carbon fiber because this is the Eletre R. Yes, the top variant. Meanwhile, there is no spare wheel here. In fact, I think you get another charging cable here, car number plate, warning triangle and all that. You can reduce the rear suspension ride height by pressing a button there. So that it's easier to access the boot and push in your stuff. And you get a 12-volt charging socket here, which has to be opened like this. I expected a proper laptop charger. Parcel shelf seems very heavy. Yeah, that is heavy. Now this is 611 liters. This is the 4-seater version. The 5-seater version has more boot space, 688 liters, which is obviously good enough. Lot of speakers and whatnot and hook and stuff. But if you notice, there is this sort of parcel shelf here. This is not leather. So yeah, they have actually gone for more sustainable materials in this car. Powered, of course, I press a button and there it shuts. It says Lotus right there. But the design elements on this car will definitely blow your mind. It's so unbelievably good. I don't know what to say. Charging port is here. So if I press a button, there it shuts. But I've not been able to figure how to open this without opening it from the inside. Tells you the vehicle number or the chassis number. The wipers are the dual blade type. But Indian washing guys will struggle with the fact that this wiper does not go up. There are 2 cameras here for the lane keep assist and there's a sensor for the rain sensing wipers. Let's get inside. Okay, this is sloping, so headroom should be an issue, but it really isn't. And the attention to detail is such that they have the Lotus logo somewhere here also. I can't figure it out. I think it's on the other side, but somewhere or the other I saw a Lotus logo. They have taken the Lotus logo and planted it every possible way. These are the controls for the adjustment of the seats, and if you notice, it has this beautiful knurled finishing to it. Isofix child seat mounts. This is the 4-seaters. Obviously, you get this captain sort of chairs here. Now, I'm going to actually put this seat behind because it was upright. You can recline it and then you can move it ahead and behind as well. According to your own comfort levels, you can do that too. And again, beautiful seats really hug you. You can actually adjust the headrest too there. I'm taking it up. And there's good amount of space because obviously this is born electric. Someone has been eating Tic Tac and there's good amount of legroom. Under thigh support is also decent. Not the best, not bad either. Tickling function has been given too. You see the materials, the fabric, everything is unbelievably good. Height adjustable seat belts. There you get a hook, multiple airbags. There's a light, I press a button to shut it. Handle, hook, and there's good amount of comfort. But there's no storage here. Sad now. No, there's a storage right here. So there's this drawer, which is very practical. In fact, here you get some storage space. So you can actually keep a bottle and there it goes up very smoothly. Plenty of space here as well. Speakers placed right there. What a beautiful seat, yaar. Absolutely amazing. And this is very aircraft style. The Lotus logo has been given right there too. So it's a lot of attention to detail in this car. But it's the dashboard which will blow your mind because it is so freaking unique. It's just amazing. And there is no sunroof in this car. Toyota has made this. No, not really. But a sunroof is optional. It has this Alcantara finish right there. But sunroof is optional. There you see the speaker from KEF. And audio quality is just unfreaking believable. Meanwhile, you can see the materials, the finishing and everything is so amazing. In fact, this is the button to open the door. But in case that fails, because this is electric, there is this analog 1-2. You can control both the power windows from the rear. Let me get out and tell you straight away that it has got 23 speakers with 2160 watt output. And the only song I prefer to hear in this car is, of course, this one. Lamborghini chalai jaane o. Now, I know this color will remind you of the new Tata Harrier because that's the only other SUV I think. No, don't call it SUV, Faisal. Don't say wrong things. That's a jacked up hatchback. Okay. Now, it has this floating roof treatment because obviously the way the whole thing has been done, which is quite amazing. Let's straight away get inside and you would notice one thing, that it has this blind spot monitor too. And look at the precision parking, that the Lotus logo is pointing in the right direction and Lotus is written on the brake calipers as well. Alloy wheels look nice, but I don't know why some birds have decided to ruin them for me. Anyways, let's get inside. Before that, look at the dashboard. Dashboard is huge. It's actually humongous. 12-way power adjust. The only problem is that it has got memory setting, but there is no button here. So it's a little weird how to operate this. I press a button here. Will it come on the screen? Probably yes. So I have to press some buttons here to see if it is able to restore my set position. Just restore it. Yeah, now it is restoring. The steering is going inside, the seat is moving behind, under thigh support is never an issue because this will obviously come out. So yes, it's a fantastic electric seat mechanism. Only thing is I miss buttons, because if I just press the buttons now, it would have been super duper easy for me, but it is not. It's a bit complex. Headrest also can be adjusted, and obviously the seats are super duper comfortable in this car. Meanwhile, the Lotus logo has been given here. Lotus logo is on this side, it is not there on the other side, so that's a bit of a miss from my end. And again, the same thing of the door handles here. This is to open the boot of the vehicle. These are the controls for the outside rear view mirrors. Child lock function is given, one touch up and down with this nice knurled finishing, which seems fantastic to me. You get a proper dead pedal, and then everything seems very different here, because the design of the rear, the rear spoiler has been replicated here on the dashboard. Yes, that thing is very similar. Let's shut the door. Let's shut the indicators as well. Glove box cannot be opened like this because there's a button here. You press it and then the glove box opens. There's a screen here which will tell you the audio track, and that's about it. It will not tell you anything more. Ambient lighting is really cool. So this is actually 30 mm in terms of thickness, and that is the speedometer. And obviously that's the instrument cluster with a lot of information, because this is on off-road mode. So it's telling me what is the height and what is the direction I'm going in, battery percentage, what is the range and whatnot. So I can actually change it. So once I get out of this particular mode, there, the data changes. It tells me the drive mode right here. So right now I've come to range mode, and every time I change something, now look at the way the screen also changes, which is quite good. And then in track mode, it obviously becomes slightly different here. Now this is the switch. You can actually change the drive modes. So the right paddle has been used for drive mode selector. The left one is obviously for regen. This is for cruise control. This is for audio track. The horn. The horn is nice. In fact, it gives this flat bottom treatment both up as well as down. And this is a 15.1 inch screen, which is actually known as the Lotus Hyper screen with the Lotus OS or something of that sort. Yeah, I miss a sunroof for sure. Meanwhile, here you get an SOS button. You obviously get lights which are one touch activated. And you get a mirror here along with the light. Same is the case here as well. A mirror along with the light. Getting this out is a bit of an effort, but once out, you can see that it doesn't really help because it doesn't extend. There is a microphone right here, and this is again full of leather somehow. Very nice, very soft, very nicely done. In fact, this joins it all the way like that. Looks very premium. There's a wireless charging pad right here. This is to lock the car, this is to unlock the car, and this to open the glove box. This is for the AC controls. This is to increase the temperature. Yeah, it has got 4-zone climate control air conditioning system. So this is for my side. This is for the other side. This is the gas selector, hazard light, and the cup holders are really nice because I press them, they go down like this and they come up very slowly and softly. So yeah, that is fantastic the way that has been done. I really like it. In fact, here you get 2 USB-C charging sockets, a 12-volt charging socket, and this cloth, which is very essential. Good amount of storage actually, because this screen is a fingerprint magnet. First and foremost, the attention to detail is such. If you notice one thing, I am actually going to use the lights, and when I do that, you can see the lights, and then I use the indicators. It even shows that. In fact, if I turn the screen here, and you will notice one thing when I do that, I'm actually going to open the window, and when I do that, it even shows the same on the screen. It's not very much visible, so I'm just going to open the door to show you. Yeah, the door also opened. So that is the level of attention to detail we have here. When you open the door, it shows the door is open. When you close it, it shows that. When I apply the brakes, that can be seen as well. So next level attention to detail. Very impressive how they have done this. So this is actually a very easy screen to use. I thought it's going to be difficult, but no, it's not. Lot of functions here. You can get into charging, there's self park as well. You can alter a lot of things. So you press this button, you open the charging port. That's actually to open the boot of the vehicle. Enough of saying actually. So we're going to turn it around here. I press this button, and then I can actually open the rear spoiler, which opens in 2 positions. There you go, and it will automatically deploy at speed. So it happens automatically too. Here you get all the information about the vehicle, so I can get into a lot of information and change a lot of things. Yeah, that welcome show I was talking to you about, the light, that is activated right now. So you can activate that. You get into reverse, it will automatically change the angle of the mirrors. Auto hold is there, hill descent is there, electronic parking brake is there. You can turn off ESC. Here are the ambient light colors, 64 of them. With safety, you can actually self-clean the LiDAR sensors as well. So that's kind of cool. You can set a speed limit up to 265 kilometers per hour. Ironically, though, this car does not reach even close to that. And then it has got a lot of ADAS functions too, naturally. Then you get into sound. You can change the sound from the electric motor, the fake sounds which come to tell you that, oh my goodness, this car is flying. But it's not, because even though it's fast, it doesn't have the internal combustion engine sound. can change the displays. There's a cleaning mode too, wherein you can see the name of the vehicle is written there, and it's a fingerprint magnet. So this cleaning mode is super duper important. Yeah, now I have to keep it pressed like this, then only it will come out of the cleaning mode. But Lotus actually realizes how dirty the screen gets, and that's the reason they've given it the cleaning mode. How many seconds do I have to keep my finger pressed against the screen? Maybe a lot.
10 seconds later.
Okay, it's going to happen in 3 seconds. You have to actually press it in this particular area only, otherwise it will not activate. There it is, and then the usual bit. So a lot of information here. In fact, I'll get into reverse. Actually, I have to get into reverse from here. What am I pressing? This is the reverse parking camera, and I don't know why the air conditioning started on its own, because I pressed this button obviously. So yeah, it has got front and rear parking cameras. It's got cameras everywhere. There is 360-degree view. It has this very cool, okay, let's get into the temperature thing, because I did not, okay, now it's not going to let me get out of the menu. So that is the glitch. I have to open the door, and maybe I just swipe from up to down, and then I come out of this. So let's get into the temperature settings. I'm going to turn off the air conditioning. Okay, this is the rear air conditioning. I've turned it on by mistake. So you have got heating and cooling for both the rear seats, and you have got heating and cooling for both the front seats as well. Yeah, so here heating, and here is ventilation. Meanwhile, it also has got steering heating, and that's not all. You have got massage function too. I was about to turn the air conditioning off. I don't know why it's not turned off at the moment. Just turn off. Press this button. Now it's off. And I can get into massage. So they have multiple massages: waist, shoulder, pulse, falls, and wave. Then you have 3 settings: soft, standard, strong. I just stop it because I could feel the massage. It started already. Get into settings. It's telling me to fasten up my seat belts, and then I can decide how much time I want the heating to happen. Then it's got a air quality sensor as well. Yeah, it's like having a cabin overheat protection. It will automatically cool the cabin when a set temperature is reached around 40 degrees. So it will automatically turn it on, and automatically it will start turning on the air conditioning when there is snow on the wipers. So a lot of these cool bits have been done. So obviously it's a very tech-filled car. Let's get out of this menu. Screen is fantastic. Yeah, it's amazing. And then these maps, oh my goodness, I don't want to do anything of that sort. Yeah, let's get into the maps, navigation and all data. Super duper awesome. No, okay, let's just go to any school. No, I don't want to. Just get out of it. What is the 0% battery it's showing me? Yeah, super duper quality. Aja bhar, aja bhar, aja. Okay, then if I press this button, some button I have to press, that starts voice commands.
Nope.
No, this is not the one. This is the one. No, this is the one. Okay.
What would you like me to find for you now?
Food.
I've found several results. To which one would you like to go?
Rangoli. Okay, she just vanished. She didn't care. This is the control for the headlights, and this is for the rear fog. This is the control for the wipers, automatic wipers, of course. And there's a button inside here with which I can browse through the odometer and twin trip meters too. So yeah, it's very loaded. And then you have obviously get a heads up display too, which shows you a lot of information, and especially it shows you the car. That is super duper cool as well. Plenty of features, very unique cabin. And then I forgot to tell you guys one very important thing. I've been drive, so let's get into park. In fact, it has this light here. It has this light on both the sides, which is not very much visible. Electric adjust here for the steering wheel, of course. So ambient lighting has been given almost everywhere. This vent is actually a little thicker in comparison. The whole dashboard quality is actually very good. Only thing is some hard plastics lower down, and there's no space here. Usually there's storage space in electric cars, but no, there's the speaker here. So the design of the speaker is also very cool, and the audio quality is obviously phenomenally awesome. But the way this glass has been done, it's not that great. Obviously it's right behind the outside rear view mirror. Otherwise, complete glass should have been there, which goes down. But yeah, design elements. Lot of recycled bits in this car to be eco-friendly as well. So let's just get out. Wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto connectivity, that's a given, of course. And here you will notice one thing, that you have got twin cup holders, of course, and then the same function they also have. Press a button, they come up very smoothly. Meanwhile, 2 USB-C charging sockets here as well. There's a screen right here for audio control, so you can actually make changes to the audio system from here, and you can put the screen up as well. That is very cool. And when you actually try to put it down now, it clearly tells you, boss, don't take that risk, because take care of your fingers and hands. How thoughtful is that? Which is amazing. So what do you think about the design of this car? I think they've knocked it out of the park in terms of the design. So Lotus is doing a fantastic job in that regard. And I am just going to shut this, even though I'm not turned off the car. And the good thing is this car does not turn off itself like most of the cars these days. Now you just get irritated and like, okay, enough is enough, I'm shutting. This car does not do that. So here is the key of the vehicle. I press the lock button. There, it will lock. There, the sensor went inside. Everything just shut. Oh, there the sensor is going up. So that's kind of cool. Only one button on the key to do everything. Now the car is obviously locked. I come near it and I'm going to tap this here somewhere. Let's see. Oh, there it unlocks. That was pretty fast and pretty awesome as well. In fact, if you notice, there's sort of carbon fiber treatment here. Lot of carbon fiber here and there. Lot of cool aero bits on this car. But how is it to drive? Because it seems very fast on paper. Let's go. Okay, car is ringing because I'm sitting inside and I locked the doors only so that I can show you how this thing does the welcome, but it's not doing it right now. It says open door with caution because it's detecting there are people there. Straight away, I'm going to change the drive mode. I'm going to get into track. Let's turn off the air conditioning right away. Air conditioning off. I can see the car moving because obviously open door with caution. Crazy ADAS features in this car. Now, first things first, we need to actually change the ESC. So we turn it off because then only launch control works. Get out of this menu. We get onto this particular screen because notice how other cars are seen here. The whole LiDAR function is just amazing. And now left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. I get into drive mode. G-force meter activates because we are in track mode. Launch control. Oh God, it's not letting me launch. It says launch frequency is too fast. Please wait a moment. So let's just wait a moment.
5 minutes later.
And off we go. Yes, launch mode got activated and this car just took off like a javelin throw, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 2.95 seconds, which is unfreaking believably. Oh, what am I saying? I'm eating my words. I just can't. Okay, the ADAS warning. That is automatic emergency braking. That's a forward collision warning. I just can't keep up with the pace of this car. This is just too quick. It's absolutely flying. Mad acceleration because this one has 905 horsepower and 985 Newton meters of torque, which is making it the most powerful car in India, the most powerful electric SUV in the world, and also the most expensive electric car in India with an on-road price of rupees 3.14 crores on-road Mumbai. They don't have a dealership in Mumbai yet. It is coming up. There's a dealership in Delhi, of course, and there are going to be more dealerships across India. But this Eletre R has absolutely bonkers performance because you want to make a quick overtake. You end up overtaking 15 cars at one time. That's the level of acceleration and thrust that it has to offer. Top speed 258 kilometers per hour. But who cares about top speed? Because this car is about going from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, getting nauseous, and then waiting till you recharge so that even the launch control can recharge by that time. But acceleration is absolutely bonkers. Can't keep up with the pace of this car, no problem. Lotus will sell you cars with a smaller motor and smaller electric motor, of course, with the standard and the S variant, both of which actually use the same electric motor, which is 600 horsepower and a torque output of 710 Newton meters. But that car also has a higher range of 600 kilometers. This has a claim range of 490 kilometers, which means that in the real world, you're going to get somewhere between 380 to 400 kilometers, which isn't great, but then you're not going to be really doing long distance touring with this car with the 23-inch wheels, which are optional, by the way. The standard wheels are 22 inches or 21 inches, but 23-inch wheels are really bad for our roads. And SUV doesn't really need to have such low profile tires because it kind of becomes unusable, but when it can have, why won't it? But yes, the performance is something which is really the highlight here because it is bonkers fast. From 80 to 120 kilometers per hour, before you blink, you're already there. That's the kind of performance. It's unfreaking believable. This is very, very, very fast, and I love the way the wipers have been done because the spray actually comes out from the wipers itself. So this car uses an 800 volt architecture, and in terms of charging times, it can charge from 10 to 80% in just 20 minutes using a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, which is very difficult to find in India, of course. Around the corners, it doesn't feel its weight. It is 2645 kgs, but yes, you cannot feel that weight because it's Lotus. Yeah, at the end of the day, they are the masters of making cars with really good handling. In fact, Lotus's main business was to tweak cars for other brands to make them handle better, and obviously for an SUV of this size and weight, this car really handles supremely well. So obviously you can't get a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger. So this car actually comes with a 22 kilowatt AC charger, I believe, or probably a 7.4 kilowatt AC charger. With a 7.4 kilowatt AC charger, you are looking at 17 hours to charge it from 10 to 80%. But if you get the faster charger, which is the 22 kilowatt AC charger, then you're going to take 5.8 hours, which is under 6 hours, which gets the job done. 112 kilowatt hour battery pack is the gross capacity of the battery, which means net capacity is 107 kilowatt hour, which is quite good. And obviously all the three cars have the exact same, the exact same dual motor setup. All of them are all-wheel drive, of course, which definitely helps in giving a lot of traction. Even with the traction control off, this car does go helter-skelter, but it's able to put all that power down. It will not spin or something of that sort. So yeah, it is very sure-footed. Over speed breakers and all, you have no problem at all, because this is an SUV with good amount of ground clearance. I think standard ground clearance is 195 mm. There are 5 modes for the air suspension, but it's a 2-chamber air suspension, not a 3-chamber. And another thing, if you notice that taking a quick U-turn, there's no problem, because obviously it's got rear wheel steering, which makes this car really very agile. Oh, you have to hold on for dear life with the steering wheel, because when you get hard onto the throttle now, the car does go right, left, everywhere. It is just moving so fast, because this one has a bigger rear motor, obviously, because it has more power now. So the more power goes to the rear wheels, of course, and the result is that the car is just scrambling for traction. But these low profile tires are not meant for our roads. If you opt for this car, absolutely do not upsize the tires, because standard is I think 21 or 22. These are 23-inch wheels with really low profile tires, which is not meant for our roads, because every bump can be felt at lower speeds, and then you crash through. Oh my god, that bird was coming, and I'm putting my head down thinking that's going to hit me. So high speed stability is fantastic, but typical European type ride setup, because it is stiff on the lower speeds because of the weight of the battery and everything. They've stiffened it up. As you speed up now, the ride becomes better for sure, and because it's so well insulated, you do hear a bit of the road noise. And there, all the ADAS functions now, they always keep ringing. I can see a G-force meter there. I think a few things fly every time you get onto the throttle, because this car accelerates very brutally. It's amazing how fast this car is. For an electric car, it's a car which will definitely give you nausea if you continue launching it in track mode. And talking about the modes, there are multiple drive modes. I love the fact that I can just change it like this. So here I am in track mode right now, which obviously gives me maximum power, maximum torque. It gives me launch control with the ESC off. It also lowers the car, and I don't think anyone's going to take such a heavy car to the track. But still, Lotus is like, never mind, we are Lotus, we are making a car, so you can take it to the track. Then there's the individual mode, which lets you configure a lot of things. So I'm going to get into the configuration here. See, you can change the power modes between range, tour and sport. Okay, they're not using modes like less or low, they're saying range. So I think it optimizes the car for better aero efficiency. Then steering can either be tour or sport. Then you can obviously make changes to the brakes also, which can be tour or sport, which obviously changes the regen of the braking system. Then there's a rear spoiler, which can be tour or sport. In fact, the rear spoiler has multiple positions, which will change according to the speed of the car to make sure that it's glued to the road for better downforce and better range too. So very smartly designed by Lotus, and that is all actually. So you can obviously change the air suspension between tour and sport. Ride height has 5 modes: lowest, low, standard, high and highest. In spite of the fact it's a 2-chamber air suspension setup, you can make those changes too. And power is either range, tour and sport. In sport, like right now, okay, we are in individual mode, so obviously it doesn't feel as mental to drive. But then other drive modes include tour, range, off-road. Off-road is not activated once you speed up, and they are self-explanatory. Off-road mode obviously takes the ride height to the maximum, and sport mode gives you sporty performance. But it is the track mode which I feel is by far the best, because it gives you so much performance now. You're always scared what's going to happen next. There are multiple regen modes as well. I'm feeling a bit of air, but it says it's off, so I'm just going to believe them anyways. Just notice this beautiful system with showing people also. Steering doesn't have the most feel or feedback. It's direct enough, but it's also quite light, which means that driving in the city is not an issue at all. Out on the highway, this is a huge distraction, because everyone is turning around to just see how good this car looks. I mean, it has huge presence, of course. Now this is the car which has marked Lotus's entry into electric cars, and now Lotus is obviously going to become an electric only brand, which is not such a good decision, because with the sports cars which don't have any sound, it's going to be a bit weird. Then talking about sound, there are multiple sound modes here, so I'm just going to get into that and change the sound mode. So here, the stage 1, can you hear anything? I can't hear much. Source, yeah, it's supposed to sound loud, but it's this one which kind of sounds the loudest. It has got torque vectoring, and obviously with rear wheel steering, torque vectoring and active anti-roll bars. The handling is actually very good. There's some amount of body roll, but for the most part this is a very dynamic SUV. And with the air suspension, which can be altered in multiple ways, you're never ever going to think that this car weighs this much. It does weigh quite a bit, but you don't feel that weight at all. In fact, Lotus is going to launch the Emera sports car next year, which is going to be the last ICE car from Lotus. And honestly, I'm looking forward to that, because a sports car handling from Lotus is obviously next level, but for an SUV and the weight and electric and all that, this is quite amazing, and they've done a great job at differentiating this car quite a lot. Now in terms of the ride, like I was telling you, it's quite manageable, but with higher profile tires things would definitely be a lot better. And then I have got multiple regen modes, so there are 4 regen modes and I can alter them from here. So I'm going to get into maximum regen right now, so I've put it into like 4 or rather 3, and now you see the car has come to a halt. It's slowing down pretty fast, but there's no one pedal driving here because now it's going to start driving at 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 kilometers per hour. No. At 8 kilometers per hour, I think it's going to come to a halt. No, it's not going to come to a halt. So this is how it is. Yeah, not really one pedal driving. But anyways, for the most part, it's good. And especially the braking is so well done now that the transition between regen braking and normal braking cannot be felt. So it's very neutral in that regard. So now it's slowing down further. Come on, just stop, will you? No, it's not going to come to a halt. Never mind. All right, hazard lights off and launch mode activated. The car is almost going right, left and center. That's the kind of performance it has to offer. Now it is underpinned by the Lotus premium electric architecture, which will obviously underpin a lot of Lotus cars in the future. And as soon as you hit 110 kilometers per hour, it smashes into the next gear. 2-speed gearbox. The lower one is, the first one is obviously for acceleration. The second one is for cruising and higher speeds. And that's the reason it does quite a good top speed as well. Which brings me to the fact that this is a British brand, but no longer owned by the Britishers, because Lotus was purchased by Geely in 2017. Yes, they own a 51% share in Lotus. So who is Geely? They are the owners of Volvo, they are the owners of Proton, Link & Co, London Taxi, and they also hold a majority stake, not a majority stake, a significant stake, I think 6.5% in Aston Martin, 9.5% in Daimler, which is the parent company of Mercedes-Benz. So yeah, the Chinese are taking over, and this is the first Lotus car to be manufactured in China, in Wuhan, the same place where COVID actually originated. But all that aside, it's a fantastic car, one of the best electric cars I have driven, because performance is unfreaking believable and the tech and everything just blows your mind. Now, obviously, if you can't shell out rupees 3.14 crores, you can get the lower variants for approximately 2.68 crores. Still significant money, but this version is still almost 2 crores cheaper when compared to the Lamborghini Urus, whether you opt for the Performante or the regular one. Both have a price difference of 4 lakhs because the Performante costs rupees 4.98 crores on road Mumbai. Supremely expensive there. It's giving you automatic emergency braking, so many sensors, a bit overreactive ADAS system in this car, but you're not going to be complaining about that because I mean, you can obviously shut a lot of things. Lane keep assist works fantastically well. It's always blinking something or the other in the heads-up display, and I love the fact that the G-force meter is so good. I love the minimalism here, and the fact that when I change the drive mode, it actually makes changes here. And I mean, it's just so much fun to drive. I know this is a bit like a afterthought which has been stuck here. It's not so fluid with the whole dashboard, but the design, features, everything will really blow your mind. Take a test drive of this car, and you might question your decision to buy an Urus, although the Urus sounds like this. And that sound is one of the main reasons why people are not buying the Urus. Actually, the reason is it has the Lambo badge. But the fact that Lotus has made such a fantastic car, an expensive one, but one of the best electric cars in the world for people looking for performance. And obviously, this is a super SUV, but it's also a hyper electric SUV. And on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up. That's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Kya dik gaya? Bye.